Brain Myths presents The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Summary. Being helpless is a horrible feeling. Everyone would choose greater power over less if they had the option. However, it is unacceptable to be so overt in your attempts to obtain control. You must be deceptive, democratic, and clever in order to get power. Therefore, best-selling author Robert Greene contends in his divisive book, The 48 Laws of Power, that if you are able to attract, charm, and fool your adversaries, you will achieve the height of power. According to Greene, you will become a better friend, lover, and person as you get better at delegating authority. This happens because you develop the ability to boost other people's self-esteem, which causes them to become dependent on you as a tremendous source of enjoyment to be around. What are the 48 Laws of Power? The format of the 48 Laws of Power is a thorough list that explores each law in depth. We examine each of the 48 Laws of Power one at a time in this overview and highlight the most important points for you to remember before taking the next step. Law 1. Never outshine the master. Make people above you feel confidently superior at all times. If you reveal how talented you are, your masters can get insecure. The more impressive your master seems, the more power you will hold. People in positions above you want to feel confident and in charge. This can include making a few simple errors so that you can ask your expert for assistance. However, it would be advisable to steer clear of working for them totally if you have more natural charisma than your master. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends, learn how to use enemies. Because they are more prone to envy, friends are more likely to betray you in a hurry. If you hire an ex-enemy, though, they will prove to be more reliable because they have more to live up to. As a result, you have more to worry about from friends than from enemies. You frequently believe that you know your friends better than you actually do. This is due to the fact that sincerity rarely deepens relationships, so friends frequently conceal their true feelings for one another. People may feel undeserving and ultimately resentful because they want to believe they earned their good fortune in hiring a friend. Hiring an enemy is preferable because it makes your motivations clear and unclouded by sentimentality. 3. Conceal your intentions. Always be secretive about your intentions. This prevents your adversaries from mounting a defense. If you mislead them, it won't be too late for them to realize your intentions. Use people's propensity to believe what they see to your advantage. Your opponents won't understand what you're really up to if you present them with a fake set of plans. By hiding your motives, you can make people think that you are amiable and trustworthy. This will take them even further astray. Additionally, since people tend to trust the familiar, being bland and unassuming makes it even less likely that they will question your intentions. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. Powerful people understand how to impress others by speaking less. It is more likely that you will say something stupid the more you speak. Silence makes people uncomfortable because they are constantly trying to figure out what others seem to be thinking. You have a lot of power if you can manage what you reveal. After all, they'll probably fill in the gaps you leave, disclosing more about their own motives and weaknesses. Law 5. So much depends on reputation, guard it with your life. The foundation of your power is your reputation. You can use it to intimidate people and win battles, but if it's tarnished, you leave yourself open to attack. Create a reputation that cannot be penetrated, and foresee attacks before they happen. By destroying your enemies, taking advantage of gaps in their reputations, and allowing the public to do it, you can help yourself in this endeavor. A good reputation can increase your power and prevent potential adversaries from learning your true nature. It boosts your presence and your abilities without requiring you to exert much effort. Law 6. Court attention at all costs. You must stand out because everything is judged on appearance. Make yourself seem bigger, more intriguing, and more enigmatic than the rest of the crowd. Creating a buzz and scandal around your name is one way to achieve this. Remember that power comes from notoriety of any kind. Being disparaged is preferable to being ignored. To effectively counteract this strategy, surround yourself with mystery. Maintain tight control over your cards. People are drawn to enigmatic people. A sense of mystery makes you more noticeable and builds anticipation. Everyone will be watching your every move. Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Never attempt on your own what others can accomplish for you. Make use of their expertise to advance your own cause. You will come off as incredibly competent and efficient if you do this. The people who worked for you will eventually be forgotten, but you will not. You won't succeed if you believe it's crucial that you complete all the work by yourself. Find those who possess the skills you lack and figure out a way to either use their work as your own or hire them so you can claim credit for their accomplishments. To accomplish this, though, you must be in a strong position because otherwise, people will accuse you of lying. Law 8. Make other people come to you, use bait if necessary. Making your opponent come to you is always preferable because it forces them to change their plans and strategies. Draw them in, then launch an attack. Because of this, you can never respond to your opponents, instead, they must respond to you. This entails playing the long game, taking a back seat, and maintaining your composure as others fall victim to the traps you have purposefully set for them. Your traps, however, are only as effective as the perceived allure of your bait. If your bait is tasty enough, your adversary's emotions will cause them to lose sight of reality, giving you the upper hand. Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. Any victory you achieve through argumentation will be fleeting. Instead of a sincere shift in opinion, your opponents will fester with resentment. Let your actions speak for you instead. You are more likely to influence people's opinions in the long run if you persuade them with your actions rather than just your words. Words are plentiful, and individuals will say anything to support their position. You show your beliefs through your actions. Law 10. Infection, avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. As contagious as diseases can be emotional states. Some unfortunate people occasionally bring their own bad luck upon themselves, and if you get too close, they may also bring you down. Therefore, be sure to surround yourself with the fortunate and happy. Before you realize they are the cause of their own misfortune, the hopelessly unhappy often present themselves as victims, and by the time you do, they have infected you with their misery. It matters a lot who you choose to associate with. You waste your time and diminish your potential by hanging out with the depressed. Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. You have to make people need and want you if you want to stay independent. You have more freedom the more people depend on you. However, take care not to provide those close to you with enough knowledge so they can begin taking care of themselves. The best way to persuade people to comply with your wishes without using coercion or discomfort is through this tactic. Once you have dependents, you can subtly treat them however you please because they are dependent on you. Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. A single sincere act can help hide the evidence of numerous dishonest ones. Even the most cynical people can be won over by generosity. Once you have disarmed them, you can control them as you please. Distraction is the secret to a successful deception. You can deceive people by distracting them with generosity and turning them into submissive children who are delighted by the kind deed. A skillful way to get what you want is to learn to give before you take. Selective honesty can be used to neutralize your adversaries. A single truth will not be sufficient, though. To gain trust, you must create a facade of honesty based on a series of actions, though these actions may seem insignificant at first. Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to the self-interests of others, never to their mercy or gratitude. If you must ask for assistance, make sure the benefit to your ally is one you can exaggerate beyond reason. Your ally is more likely to respond enthusiastically if they can see how it will benefit them. The most powerful motivator for people is self-interest. There are no boundaries to what you can achieve once you learn the skill of determining what others want and using it to advance your own plans. Law 14. Pose as a friend, work as a spy. Understanding your competitor is crucial. You can pose as a friend and ask ambiguous questions to gradually elicit information from your adversaries about their strengths and motivations. Once you are aware of this information, you can more accurately anticipate their next move. Ask others to spy for you if you don't want to pretend to be a friend. However, by allowing others to complete your work for you, you expose yourself to vulnerabilities while you gather information. It's always preferable to spy on someone while acting like a friend. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. Crushing your enemy only partially ensures that they will eventually bounce back and seek retribution. In the end, you can only find peace and tranquility if your enemies vanish. Your adversary will be forced to submit to your wishes if you are able to eliminate all of their options. You will have defeated them because you will have given them no leverage and no room to move. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. You seem more common the more present you are. To elevate your perceived value, cultivate an air of scarcity around you. If you are currently a part of an established group, try to periodically withdraw so that people will talk about you and think more highly of you. You must learn when to withdraw effectively in order to accomplish this. By unintentionally threatening to leave them forever in the process, you manage to coerce their respect. People will be relieved to see you again once you return from your absence because it will seem as though you have been resurrected. Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror, cultivate an air of unpredictability. Humans are creatures of habit who scan other people's actions for recurring patterns. Your opponents will lose energy trying to anticipate and analyze your moves if you act unpredictable. This entails occasionally striking suddenly. When you behave predictably, you cede control to other people. They will feel intimidated if you act in an unexpected way because they won't understand you, they will think. Similar to this, if you're the underdog, using an unpredictable move strategy can make your adversaries make a tactical error. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself, isolation is dangerous. You cut yourself off from important information if you choose to isolate yourself from your adversaries and the outside world. You are now more open to attack as a result. As you are better protected in a crowd, it is always preferable to mix with people. Power comes from social interaction because humans are social beings. Consequently, you must put yourself in the center of things if you want to become powerful. Everything should be focused on you. When things seem uncertain, resist the urge to retreat. Focus on finding old allies and forcing yourself into new social circles rather than withdrawing. Law 19. Know who you're dealing with, don't offend the wrong person. Pick your opponents carefully. Some people will spend the rest of their lives seeking retribution after being defeated. Therefore, it is advantageous to avoid offending the wrong person. In terms of gaining and retaining power, the ability to accurately measure people is of utmost importance. Before working with someone, make sure you fully understand them. However, never trust appearances and never rely on your gut feelings to understand a person. To get a more accurate sense of your target's character, keep an eye on them for a while. Law 20. Don't commit to anyone. Make sure you only support yourself as a cause. At all costs, keep your independence. You can use this to pit people against one another. When you refuse to support a cause, you inspire respect because you come off as invulnerable. You establish a name for independence. Also, don't make commitments to anyone. Avoid getting involved in pointless altercations. Pretend to be interested, but let others fight while you stand by and observe. Frequently, it can be a wise strategy to incite conflicts between parties in order to gain control by mediating the conflict. Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker, appear dumber than your mark. Nobody likes to feel foolish. As a result, it's a great trick to make your adversaries think you're smarter than they are. They won't ever suspect you of having ulterior motives once they start to think they are smarter than you. Law 22. Use the surrender tactic, transform weakness into power. Give up before you are about to lose. You will have more time as a result to plan your retaliation and torment your conqueror. By giving up, you prevent them from getting the satisfaction of taking you out. By doing this, you give the act of giving up power. By giving in, you gain the upper hand because you trick your adversary into thinking they have won while you plan to ruin them. Because of the confusion this causes, your adversaries are less likely to attack you. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. Put all of your energy into one power source to conserve it. Find a single spring that will provide for you for a very long time when searching for such a source. Finding a single, rich source of power is preferable to hopping between numerous, shallow sources of power in order to increase your power. There is concentrated power. Any organization will have a select few individuals pulling all the strings, and from them will come the power. As a result, power is similar to oil in that you only need to tap into it once to ensure a lifetime of wealth and power. 24. Play the perfect courtier. The courtier uses subtle means to exercise power. They gradually amass an ever-increasing amount of power by appeasing and bowing to their superiors and only enforcing their power through charm and grace. To become the ideal courtier, one can follow a number of steps, including the following. Exercising stoicism. Using flattery sparingly. Tailoring your language and style to suit your audience. Refraining from breaking bad news. Never making fun of your superiors. Self-observation. Controlling your feelings. Bringing joy to others.